I want to start by addressing one of the biggest misconceptions that I see, which is that social media and referrals is enough. Now, guys, don't get me wrong, social media is huge. And if you've been watching any other shows like Owning Manhattan, which I love, by the way, Selling Sunset, Selling the OC, any of these shows, you can love them or hate them. All of those people are doing excellent and phenomenal on their social media presence. Not to mention, they have strong referrals. They've spent a lot of time investing in their relationships and they nurture those, which is exactly the same thing that you're doing. However, they don't just rely on that alone, okay? That some of the top brokerages, the biggest brokerages out there, they don't only rely on that. Are they great? Yes, they convert. They're amazing. They're trust based. And they're a huge part of any real estate business. But here's the catch. If you only rely on social media or referrals, then your growth is capped. You're leaving a huge pool of buyers and sellers that are actively searching online out there untouched. Buyers are actively searching online right now in your area. Most, 97%, are actively searching online right now in your neighborhood, in your zip code, and they're looking for you. The reason why a lot of them get rerouted to Zillow and other platforms is because you're not there. So how do you compete? Well, you need to make sure that you're showing up, because if you don't show up, then Google is basically thinking that you don't exist, which is a problem. Let me break it down with some numbers. Studies show that over 97% of buyers start online. 72% of them contact the first agent that they see in search results. That is not social media, guys. That's Google. That's maps, that's visibility. And this isn't about theory. This isn't about what we think. This isn't about some hearsay, right? This isn't about even your experience, right? Because maybe you've had a bad experience. This is about the facts. And top agents in every market are investing in hyper local searches that give them visibility in the areas that they market. Yes, they have Google Maps. Yes, they utilize Google Ads, but they also have high performing websites that optimize the traffic that's being sent. What does that mean? Well, they're capturing leads that they basically didn't even know existed, which is pretty fucking cool if you ask me. Another misconception that I hear often is that the SEO doesn't work. Well, it's not that the SEO doesn't work. It's just that you didn't have it set up correctly on the pages. So for you, yeah, it didn't work. Think about it like this. If you're going to drive a car, but you don't put the engine in it, is the car going to go anywhere? No. So you need to make sure everything is set up. It can't be on a generic template because generic templates don't rank. So all of the data has to be fully integrated. You have to have narrow targeted visibility in the area that you service. That means that you're showing up in Google when someone does a homes for sale type search, not when they put your link in, because remember, that's you giving the link out, okay? We're talking about organic traffic. Now, let's talk about time, because time, guys, is your most valuable resource. Remember this. I see a lot of agents waiting. Oh, you know what, Dominique, I'm going to wait till, let me think about it. Let me wait until next quarter. This isn't a priority for us right now. Well, I'll just ask you, do you work with friends and family, or do you actually work with buyers and sellers and builders and investors? Because if so, then having a website should be a priority for you right now, because top investors, what do? They're going to do their background check, due diligence. They're going to look you up. They want to verify who you are. You need to make sure that you have a storefront representative of what you do. Let's say you don't use your site for leads. Well, then you need to optimize your site for your brand, right? What have you done? What houses have you sold? What are you working on right now? What have you done for past clients? Because clients want to see what you can do for them. Every day that you wait, every day that you put this off, you're essentially just giving away business to somebody else, right? I've talked with clients that have said, I have had a terrible 2 or 3 years, but for some reason business picked up now. Wait a minute, you just said you had a terrible 2 or 3 years. That is a long time to go struggling in your business, paying for a site that is not doing what it should be. Thinking about that, the top agents and brokerages in your team are not waiting. You need to move fast nowadays. They're showing up in Google, they're showing up on maps, they're on social media, they're everywhere, but their websites have pages optimized to convert and capture those leads. Because let's be realistic, if your leads are only coming from family, if they're only coming from friends, then that's going to be your only business model. That's fine. But if you want real sustainable, repeatable growth, then you need to expand. You need a website combined with those referrals and the social media. That's the formula. So, bottom line, 2026 isn't about being visible. It's about being dominant in the exact areas that buyers are actively looking and sellers are actively looking for your help. You need pages that are actually going to deliver that information and that are optimized to really capture that quality traffic with higher conversions and sustainable lead flow, period. If you want to make sure that your website is truly optimized and is putting you in the best position, ranking you in Google, then reach out to iHouse Web. We have over 12,000 clients with a 4.9 star rating. Click the link in the description below and schedule your one-on-one. And go ahead and text any questions and comments that you have as well. But make sure you're not waiting, because remember, the people who wait get left behind. If you found this video helpful, make sure that you're hitting that subscribe button so that I can continue to make more free courses and trainings just like this one. See you next time.